Hi, I'm Alicia Vikander. I'm here to answer your questions. Please swipe up. She is clever. She is fierce. She is curious. I played the games. So it started already when I was about 10 years old when the first game came out, and I was just wowed by the fact that it was a female action hero. I was a bit too scared. I got to the point where the wolves appear in Peru, and then I freaked out. So I spent all my time in the manor. But later on, I continued and played that game later in my teens, and then I picked up the rebooted games and played those as well in preparation for this film. Well, most of the stunts myself. That doesn't mean that you don't have a whole team of amazing stunt women that kind of, do them, extra takes for you. Or there was like 4 or 5 stunts that were actually considered being dangerous that I weren't allowed to do. But apart from that, I tried to do all of it myself. And I had to do quite a lot of preparation. I did some MMA training, boxing, a lot of rock climbing, swimming, bicycle training. I lifted a lot of heavy weights. I hadn't done that before. I had an amazing trainer, Magnus, who just helped me to kind of build that physique that I wanted her to have. Yes, I adored taking on the role of Lara. So yeah, we'll see. If there's an audience out there for it, then I would love to. I knew it's a huge fan base. I myself, like I said, have played the game, and it's always nerve-wracking taking on either a fictional character or a person who existed in real life and hope to make justice to it. So I put my heart and soul into this character, and I did my very best. My favorite thing about being Lara Croft, first of all, I was just so hyped and excited to be part of an action film like this. I grew up just loving adventure films when I was a kid, and then I used to dance when I was younger. So I've always been so curious about what it's like to make all these big stunts and action scenes. So that was a huge thrill for me. I don't know if I think I expected it to be some of the biggest jump or some of the biggest fights, and where you ended up getting bashed and you got blue marks and cuts or whatever. But actually going down like a waterfall or some of the rapids in this film, which is taken kind of straight out of one of the games, that was tough because it was just, I had my hands tied and I went down about 25 times, and it's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was freezing, and that was in the end the absolute most difficult. I wouldn't like to go down that waterfall in real life. What I liked with what I hope we do with this adaptation, our film, is the fact that it's an origin story. So away from the fact that we have the very well-known traits, she's as intelligent and clever, she's as curious, as badass as she's always been, but she's also human, and I love that we dare to bring out also the vulnerability within her that I think is going to make us be able to connect with her and relate to her more. Are there any similarities? I would hope, I would love to. I think, I would aspire to be as kind of strong and capable of standing up, even though I keep falling like Lara. I admire her for always kind of also being able to have, she's put through a lot of tough times, but she always managed to kind of have a smile on her face and be witty. We shot most of the film in Cape Town, and I now know it's one of the absolute most beautiful places on earth. I love the fact that we didn't use a lot of CGI or green screen to create our actual locations. Most of it was set builds, so I was just kind of floored over and over again when I came to different sets and I was able to walk in, especially the tomb. That was pretty extraordinary to see for the first time. Well, I think if I look back on the films that I've done so far, I've been very lucky to work as much as I've done, and I've always been drawn to do very different kind of films and different kind of genres. So if I would go back to do a video game adaptation, it would probably be further along in the future when I've gone on several other adventures first. I hope that people will take away the fact that they will get to know Lara more in this film. I love that it's an origin story, and this is the journey that she goes on to become the action hero that she's so very well known to be. And also, it's you know, it's a really good ride, and I hope people are going to be really entertained.